Poor mental health is a very big issue throughout the world right now. Many people are not only not getting diagnosed, but not getting the treatment that they so desperately need to help them live day to day with their illnesses because of the cost of it. About 20% of America, which is roughly 50 million people, have been diagnosed with poor mental health. And about 4.91% of those, that 50 million, have severe mental illnesses. Lots of which do not get the treatment that they need for it because of how much it costs. One of the things that we'll discuss the cost for is therapy. Therapy, while many people don't believe really works, can help a lot. And the fact that it costs between $65 to $450 for one session, for just a few hours, is very, very discouraging. Many people do not get this therapy that they need because of how much it costs. Most people that have poor mental health are within the lower tiers of the economy. The poor people. We have very poor mental health. It fits. And a lot of us don't really get the treatment for it because we can't afford it. We can't afford to live, let alone actually get proper chemical balances in our brains. My mother is a good example of that. Hell, I'm a good example of that. I don't get therapy because I can't afford it. My family can't afford to help it. My mom only just recently has been able to get herself and my little brother proper therapy and treatment for their mental illnesses because of insurance. Because it makes it cheaper for her. She can actually afford going to college, keeping a roof over her head to keep food in her bellies, while getting the treatment that she needs because of insurance. Normally, her therapy sessions would cost about $100 per session. Now it only costs $20. And because of this, she's able to not only go more frequently, but she actually has a good therapist. That's another one of the issues with therapy. You have to go through therapist after therapist after therapist, trying to figure out the right person that works with you because every single person is different. And just trying to find this proper balance is hella expensive. You can't, pay for several sessions with different people. People who probably have different costs for their own time just to figure out who you need. Many people who can afford to pay for therapy oftentimes just settle for the first therapist, and it either makes it worse or just regularly just doesn't help. Another thing I would like to discuss is medicine. Medicine can help with a lot of things, both physical and mental. When people think of medicine, they mostly think of antibiotics, ibuprofen, stuff to help with illnesses, with pain. Hell, you might have even thought of anesthesia, something that'll help with surgery. But medicine can help with mental health too. Stuff like antidepressants, stimulants. A lot of things that people may consider just drugs that people take to have fun actually help with chemical imbalances in the brain. It can help people that have depression, ADHD, social anxiety, a good wide range of mental illnesses. Medicine helps them with that because it corrects the chemical imbalances that they have. A lot of these chemical imbalances can be caused by trauma in the past, or it could just be something that runs in the family, like in my case. Another personal example of this is, again, my mother. She only recently got her proper diagnosis and the proper medicine that she needs for help with her mental illness. Again, because of insurance. Insurance makes things much, much cheaper, but not everyone can really qualify for insurance. Maybe because of where they live, what tier in the economy they're in. Maybe they just don't have enough people to claim on their insurance to really help them. The final thing that I'd like to discuss with you is just why mental health is so important. See, a lot of people who struggle with poor mental health are putting either themselves or those around them in great risk. My friend, she has schizophrenia. This schizophrenia put her at risk in very many ways. Her episodes, as she would call them, sometimes made her believe there was stuff crawling under her skin, and she would tear herself open to get them out. I often had to sit with her for hours on end for just one episode to pass, for just one nightmare in her daily life to go away. And the scariest thing for her is the fact that she knows it's fake. Her brain knows it's fake. But she can't help but be scared of it. She can't help but believe that it's actually real because for her, she can feel it. She sees it, she feels it, she hears it, she smells it, all of it. Her hallucinations attacked every single sense in her body, and it put her in so much danger of herself that her family had to keep a constant eye on her. A good few times she had to go to a mental hospital, and just those stays alone were really expensive for her. She ended up having to leave the mental hospital early because she couldn't afford another night there. She couldn't afford another night of help. Only recently has she actually been able to get the treatment that she needed for her mental illness. And even then, she had to go through 5 different kinds of medicine trying to figure out the proper one and the proper prescription that would actually help her. In short, it's really expensive to be sick, whether it's physical or mental. And the fact that it's so expensive just to have proper health in life is kind of scary. Because it means that people would rather go with something that could risk their life or the lives of those around them than get proper treatment because they can't afford it. They can't afford to get both healthy and keep a roof over their heads or food in their bellies or send their kids to school. I just hope that my speech might have helped someone actually take stand and try and fix this. If not, then I guess I'm not doing my job properly.